So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to explore a hypothetical scenario, a thought experiment really, to reflect on the life and incredible impact of James Van Der Beek. Now to be clear, this is a fictional narrative, but we're going to use his very real career and his public persona to think about the kind of legacy an artist like him is building, both on screen and off.
And in the story we're telling today, there's really no better place to begin than with these powerful, imagined words from his wife, Kimberly. They just perfectly capture the kind of spirit we can all imagine he would bring to any challenge, right? It's a feeling that you just know would be echoed by everyone who knows him.
So in our narrative, we're imagining that the actor who so many of us grew up with passes away peacefully on February 11th, 2026. And in this story, it comes after a fictional battle with stage 3 colorectal cancer, a fight that, you just have to believe, he would handle with unbelievable openness and strength.
Okay, so to really get a handle on the kind of outpouring of love and grief we'd see in a scenario like this, we've got to go back, way back to the role that made him a household name, and honestly, a true icon for an entire generation.
I mean, if you came of age in the late 90s, you know Dawson's Creek wasn't just some TV show, right? It was everything. And as this super introspective, film-obsessed Dawson Leery, Van Der Beek basically became the face of all that teenage angst, ambition, and of course, heartbreak.
And that's the thing. It wasn't just a popular role. It was a total cultural touchstone. He wasn't just some actor on a hit show. He was a guy who literally helped define the pop culture landscape of an entire decade. It's that big.
But just remembering him as Dawson would be a huge mistake. That would be missing the full picture entirely. His talent is so much bigger than just one character. He's really spent his whole career building this body of work that just shows off his impressive range.
Think about it. From playing a Texas high school quarterback in the cult classic Varsity Blues, to a completely hilarious, over-the-top version of himself in Don't Trust the Bitch in App 23, and then a really serious role in CSI Cyber. I mean, he has consistently shattered expectations and shown us what a versatile actor he truly is. But as his career moved forward, in the story we're exploring today, we imagine James fighting his most challenging battle yet, and this one would be happening far, far away from any cameras.
Okay, so let's look at this timeline of his imagined private struggle. In this scenario, he gets a diagnosis in August of 2023, but then he waits more than a year to share the news publicly. We can just picture him choosing to face that initial shock and fear with his family first, before letting the rest of the world in.
And when he does go public, you can just imagine he wouldn't use his platform for sympathy. No way. He'd use it for action. He talked with this incredible honesty about what treatment is really like. He'd push for early screenings, and he'd share how this whole thing just forced him to focus on what really, truly matters, his family. He might even do something like auction off memorabilia to help with the crazy medical costs.
So in the wake of his fictional passing, you just know that the focus for so many people, we're talking friends, fans, colleagues, it would immediately shift to the family he loves so much, the family he always worked so hard to protect.
I mean, James and his wife, Kimberly, they've been married since 2010, and they've built this beautiful life that's just completely centered around their 6 kids. In our story, that number 6 really represents this young family he'd be leaving behind and the future he was fighting so hard for.
And you can just picture it. In this incredibly emotional and transparent plea, we imagine his wife Kimberly sharing the really tough reality their family would be up against. I mean, the cost of cancer treatment is just staggering, and it would have completely wiped out their resources, leaving them in such a tough spot while they're also just trying to grieve.
And the response? Oh, it would be immediate. A GoFundMe would pop up, and support would just come pouring in from all over the world. This number you see, $20,000, that represents just one of the big anonymous donations we can imagine happening. It's just a testament to the quiet generosity of a whole community that's been moved by his story.
You can bet the news of his fictional passing would send shockwaves all through Hollywood. And the tributes that would follow? Well, they wouldn't just be about a talented colleague. They'd be about a truly cherished friend.
And this quote, this simple, powerful sentiment that you could totally imagine coming from someone like Sarah Michelle Gellar, it just sums up what everyone would be feeling, doesn't it? It would be the theme you'd see over and over again in all the tributes, his basic, fundamental kindness and decency. And you'd hear it from everyone, from Jennifer Garner to Chad Michael Murray and just so many others. These imagined tributes would all paint this amazingly consistent picture. They would all remember his generosity, his sense of joy, and just the deep humanity he brought to all his friendships, whether it was on set or off.
So when you really step back and look at his life's work and just the way he has lived his life, you start to see that his legacy is about so much more than just his famous roles.
Yeah, here's the crucial point, right? His impact is really twofold. On screen, he's given us these characters that have become like a part of our own personal histories. But then off screen, he shows us what it looks like to be a devoted father. And in this story, a courageous advocate. And just a man who faces the biggest challenge of his life with total honesty and grace.
And this whole thought experiment really brings up a bigger question for all of us to think about. How do you truly define a person's legacy? Is it about fame or is it about family? Is it the characters you play on a screen or the character you actually have as a person? For James Van Der Beek, the answer seems pretty clear. It's all of it. It's a legacy that's being built on screen, in his community, and maybe most importantly of all, in the hearts of the family he loves.